Welcome back to the league that means nothing on Go Again Gaming.
Three, two, one. Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to the TLTMN Season 4. The league that means nothing has been running for the last 6 months. Think about that. Aurora was still around, Gravy Bones was nothing but a speck on the horizon, and Count Your Blessings was terrorising armories all across the world. But now, after 7 Swiss rounds, a top 8 played, all of it online, we have a top 4 game, a semi-final, to be able to tally up a new finalist. My name is Kyle.
I'm Callum.
And we are from the Cup of TCG channel. You are, of course, watching on the Go Again Gaming channel. We've got a really, really interesting matchup coming up for you. Oscilio being played by Roy Samore and Matt Kenworthy on Marionette. Arachne making it all the way to the top 4. Callum, give us a little bit of a rundown on Matt.
Matt, local player to us, well, southeast of England. So we've met Matt a few times. He's played at a few of our pro quests and things like that. So had a few chats with Matt myself. Big Assassin fan. Got a couple of skirmishes and RTN under his belt. Probably a few more wins. I think I remember him winning a pro quest a season or 2 ago as well. So yeah, no stranger to the Assassin class for sure.
Yeah, nice. Roy is coming to us from the Heavy Hitters season, so not been around all too long, but started off playing Kano of all things. Finley from Cup of TCG did the exact same thing, and hell, it worked out pretty well for him when he was playing it. So maybe Roy is a little bit an aficionado when it comes down to these wizards. He's going to be on the Oscilio side of things. Plays a lot of online webcam leagues due to kind of there being no local support right now inside the Middle East for him. So really looking to take it down for the region. Honestly, guys, without further ado, I'm excited to see what this matchup brings. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, let's kick this one off. Roy on Oscilio, Matt on a pitch to one side Marionette, but a lovely Marvel one at that. We got Marvel treatment across the board for both of these heroes. Looks like Roy is going to be starting us off, though, with a cheeky little Oscilio activation, getting rid of that Sigil of Conductivity, just be able to filter out that hand a little bit early doors.
Interesting sigil to get rid of early on here because it's quite a nice one to have on board all game, making your Volzer activation free.
Absolutely.
However, opting to do a bit of hand filtering. Oh, nice little turn 0 Sigil of Solace and CLV established. You can't really complain about that, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Looks like that is going to be the turn, though, pitching away that Blast Oblivion. Oh, looks like Matt might have a response here. Having a quick look at the equipment side of things. Oh, okay. Reaper's cool. Just to be able to mark up the Oscilio.
Mark on in early. Yep.
Oh, cheeky little Japanese mark as well. Not one I've seen before.
Sugoi.
Having a quick look at the equipment. Give us a rundown of what Matt's got on his side.
So Matt is definitely rocking at least one of the Widow Web pieces in the boot slot.
As well, one in the chest?
Yeah, can't quite see the chest, but I'm going to assume that's there as well. So AB2 and Spell Void 2 going to be pretty good against these Mind Warps and other surge effects. Mask of Deceit, a classic, and Flick Knives are classic for a Marionette at this point. Starting to see a little bit more Marionette as the format evolves. Another little off-meta thing to attack the big 3 at the moment, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were talking about some of the history over the past 6 months. It's not been devoid of assassins, has it, Callum? We had our Slippy era. Hell, New was even around 6 months ago. And that's all kind of fallen to the wayside as the LL system and some bans have kind of hit, I would argue, the combat chain. You can wrap the chain now, though. Pain the backside, going to be coming on in. Simple 0 for 3, but on hit, poking away with a single dagger. So pretty decent starter here for Matt. Being blocked out with a gun in the flash of all things. Looks like we are going to be bouncing it back, though, with an EMS.
It makes sense, right? You don't want to be losing those gun in the flashes too early. Pain in the backside, an effect that's pretty nice, being able to get that mark on your opponent with the Hunter's Glaive. And an even nicer little effect here on the on-hand banish from Mark of the Black Widow, considering Roy is marked here.
Go again if this hits as well. First stealth attack that's going to be coming on this combat chain. And Matt did just show us still 2 cards in hand. A very nice kind of commitment here from him. Roy is just going to be eating the 4 down to 35. Of course, Oscilio starting on a low HP total, 36, healing up to that 39 with the sigil earlier on. This does now have go again due to it hitting, it being that first stealth attack. What else does Matt have in his back pocket? Could just be a dagger, but no, going to be an Arsenal pass.
Not too upset about taking a couple of cards from the Oscilio side here. Could have been a pretty big turn with this CLV on board. Roy opting for Old Knocker in this matchup, not
Hell yeah.
assuming it to be a super quick matchup, but can't be. Definitely might be a quick matchup considering we found this gone in a flash nice and early here.
Yeah, very, very true.
So 4 coming in the Gunner Flash, going to be blocked by our Command and Conquer here. Let's see if Roy has a way to get an action point here. Doesn't look like it. Probably going to be playing this sigil in the damage step to bounce this Gunner Flash. But without an action point, going to be suffering a bit of an intellect penalty here.
Pretty dramatic one as well, right? We've got 2 cards left in hand, 1 sitting in the arsenal as well. Looks like discard to the Oscilio effect. Just be able to hand filter ever so slightly. Yeah, the CLV is going to fall to the wayside. No way of pitching into this to be able to keep 2 lightning cards into that pitch deck.
Yeah, I mean, we would have been able to pitch to the Volzar, but a 1 cost activation not giving us the opportunity to get 2 lightning cards in the pitch zone here.
Very true. Up 6 and run red. Going to be committed into a Hunter's Clade. It's going to be coming in for 5.
We've seen quite the variation on Huntsman lists over the last few months. Some slightly more attack heavy, some very much more dagger focused lists. Will be interested to see what Matt is playing here.
Flick of the knives here as the Hunter Clave come in to be able to mark up Roy.
Indicates that we may have an Orb Weaver Spinneret or some effect to get that Calicera in the offhand slot for Huntsman here. Really, really key integral part of the Arachne deck. Yep, Orb Weaver Spinneret going to be the blue one here. Not ideal, but like I say, the main thing getting that Calicera into that other hand slot.
So we are going to be swinging that straight away. It is, of course, an attack with stealth, so gains that +1 from attacking a marked hero and that +1 from your Weaver Spinneret in of itself. Graphene Solicitor swinging for 3. Still the card in hand here for Matt. Could just be another Arsenal reset, but pretty strong showing early doors, I would say, considering little to no power cards have been revealed as of yet.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure Roy is probably happy to see this, considering he's not being disrupted at this point. But going to offer up a block of the etchings.
It does feel like, ooh, okay, we said about no power cards, but here comes one of them, pumping up this dagger by 3 and minusing 3 on that blocking card. So not only are we ripping some damage away, we're also pumping it up. We go up to 6, right down to 26.
Never feels great to be blocking the Calicera because of this exact reason, right?
Absolutely.
But you got to try and get value out of your hand. Maybe I wonder if Roy had known this was the texture of Matt's hand, that he would have blocked earlier, but saving that 3 block for the potential disruption. Unfortunately, it never came. Yeah,
sometimes you're in these sort of situations as an Oscilio where you just need to go, okay, I have a hand that blocks. I just need to chuck some of it down to be able to mitigate some of that damage. And incredibly instant heavy deck, as we know. Another power card going to be hitting the combat chain here. This time it is going to be a Save a Bloodshed on the blocking side of things. So going to be taking 1. We are going to be activating the Volzar to be able to swing in with a Mind Warp from the arsenal. This is coming in for 4.
And I'm sure this is exactly why Matt was happy to bring AB2 into this matchup. And he's gonna AB2. Oh, another Save a Bloodshed is going to go to the bottom of the deck. So Roy probably pretty happy to not see another one of those for a while.
Absolutely. Not sure what the other card is that's being pitched is. I think we're going to get to see it off the back of the hand shuffle here from Matt either as he reorders that pitch stack.
Potentially a bit of a brick there for Matt,
considering for sure.
The maybe 4 reds card going to be hitting the arsenal straight away by the looks of it. And I bet Roy is happy to have a bit of space here.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Roy still, of course, having that gone in the flash from the previous turn off the back of the blink. Incredibly powerful card for that exact reason.
So not finding any Sigil of Brilliances as of yet early on in this matchup. Kind of a card you like to see when you pop off on your combo turn.
For sure.
A couple of embodiments of lightning and some Blast to Oblivions can really make for an explosive turn from Oscilio.
A bit of a think here from Matt.
I think Roy might be considering activating Oscilio maybe on his opponent's turn, or maybe even playing out a sigil.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
he is.
that looks to be the way.
It's the second Common
Oscilio
Storm Shock
deck.
that he's got rid of now, right?
Yeah, for sure. Wonder how many big damage spells we've got left in the deck. Some Oscilios have opted recently to be on cards like Burn Bear. We used to see a bit more Glyph overlay even, but
Yeah,
so
very
far
true.
we've seen your classic Etchings, Comet Storms, and Mind Warps.
5-card
Oscilio
hand here
deck
for Roy.
with plenty of choices, plenty of decisions to make, considering that you basically see an extra card every turn if
Absolutely.
you choose to use your Oscilio hero ability.
And that just out of discharge, coming in for that +3 pump to be able to give us a 7 Gone in a Flash. This is screaming Blink to me right now. I have to wait and see.
You'd hope so, right? We're struggling to get this. We're struggling to get these action points for Roy here.
Under the
7
trapdoor
covered
and
by Matt.
yeah, under the trapdoor, then a shelter to be able to cover 7. Sigil of Conductivity being used to be able to bounce that back. We do go up to 3 lightning cards played, but this is looking like an Arsenal pass once again here for Roy.
Yeah, really, really struggling to find these action points to make use of these larger hands for Roy early on. Sigil of Conductivity as well. Mario, not a deck that's going to be presenting arcane damage at you, so not going to convert a.
Are you sure about that? Is that
lightning,
confirmed?
embodiment off of that. Well, if Matt presents some arcane damage, then we'll be phoning in a judge, I think.
An opportunity though for Roy to be able to ping himself with a shock at some point if he's on
for sure.
Consigned to Cosmos shock, just to be able to get that embodiment of lightning some point in this game. It's not unheard of that we see that play line. Leave No Witnesses going to be coming on in as the second attack to this combat chain.
Very, very scary proposition for Roy here. I'm assuming that Gone in the Flash has gone into the arsenal here.
Ooh.
And it's not. He's going to hide the Gone in the Flash in his hand and offer up the Shelter from the Storm on defense. Very clean.
Yeah, Matt says, cool, I'm just going to hold this card on my arsenal then. No real reason to pump the Leave No Witnesses any further. Roy is marked at this point though, rolling a 6. Trap door going to be triggered.
Yeah. Let's see when Matt decides to offer up this Mask of Deceit. You tend to see it used to equip the Calicera with Orb Weaver if that hasn't already been accomplished. However, at this point, I'm sure Matt's probably hoping to find one of those scary Kiss of Deaths to combo out with your Black Widow effect.
Absolutely. Matt looks like is indeed going to be searching for a card to be able to put that into the Banish Zone. Of course, Trapdoor allowing you to play that out on the following turn if it is a defense reaction. It doesn't have to be a defense reaction you search for. Could be a Remembrance. Can't play it, but you could put it there.
It's a scary moment for Roy as well, potentially, where the trap that is offered up here could be Inertia Trap, right?
Yeah, very true.
Which would be threatening that Gone in a Flash to go back to the bottom of the deck.
And notably, I believe Inertia Trap only triggers on higher damage, right? So not many opportunities for that to hit Roy unless he's on Lightning Press or maybe Electric Discharge early doors. It is going to be Lair of the Spider. So marking the attacking hero. Does not have Go Again currently though, so and already marked. So this is simply a 0-3 defense reaction, covering pretty cleanly on this Yellow Blast.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see if Roy takes another setup turn here. He's got to be happy about making that embodiment thanks to the blast ability, bouncing that Sigil of Conductivity. Be great if he can keep this Channel Lightning Valley around as well.
Yeah, for sure. Need to find a way to pitch a card right now. I mean, you just need to pitch into the Rolzar at this point. Maybe that Conductivity is going to be pitched away just to be able to keep this little CLV that could, knowing there is still that Gone in the Flash waiting in the wings.
Again, I think Roy's probably concerned about tucking this Gone in a Flash in Arsenal because of effects such as Leave No Witnesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like he's just going to go for it though at this point. Oh, evidently not. No, this is going to be pinging for 4 and CLV hasn't triggered as of yet. So going to be drawing a card. So may not be the Gone in the Flash going to the Arsenal because in a Oscilio activation. Oh, off the top of the deck, the Sigil of Brilliance. Very, very nice.
So if Matt does not offer up some meaningful disruption this turn cycle, Roy could be in for a huge turn. You've got everything you're looking for here. You've got the Embodiment of Lightning, you've got the Sigil of Brilliance, you've got a CLV on the board, gone in a Flash and Arsenal. I mean, it's looking pretty scary if you're Matt here.
There it does, but Matt does have a 5-card hand, and it's opened with the Savor Bloodshed. Could be the one that was shuffled back towards the top of the deck that was pitched earlier on. Graphene Solicitor coming on in this time for the +4 and that +1. Going to be coming in for, should be 6 here, no?
We are not base Arachne, so
Oh,
no
of
+1
course.
from the hero ability.
Very true, very, very true. We are still trapdoor
Still
at this
trapdoor at this point, yeah.
Either way, still attacking a marked hero, so Graphene is going to get go again. Comes in for 5, and looks like Roy is just going to be eating that 5. Draw going to be coming the way of Matt.
I'm sure Matt would have potentially liked to have rolled an Arachne effect with some disruption on it, especially considering it doesn't look like he had a disruptive trap in the deck, but Persuasive Prognosis, a card we're all used to seeing over the last 18 months of Flesh and Blood.
Oh, yes.
Bit of a scary one here.
At least it's not bonds.
Card that was legal at the beginning of this.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. It's still...
Wonder if that card may have contributed to our good friend Mac Kenworthy here making it all the way to the top 8.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he must have been playing it for a while. I can't even remember how long ago Bonds of Agony got banned. Was New still legal at that point, or was it post-New LLA?
It was post-New. It was only about 6 weeks, 2 months ago, probably.
Damn. Time flies when you're playing Fab, eh?
Yeah.
Persuasive Pog does need to be somewhat respected here. We are going to be covering it. Oh, looks like he's reaching for the Lightning Greaves as well, but right now it is just going to... No, it is going to be a 2-block on the Persuasive Prognosis. Feels like
Makes
it's...
me wonder whether Roy has a defense reaction somewhere, because blocking 2 on this Prognosis, any pump's going to get over that.
Yeah, agreed. We know that it's a God in the Flash sitting in the Arsenal now as well, right? So we are going to be seeing the best pump as well in the Justin Nick. Now, does Roy have a 0 for 4 defense reaction? He's reaching for the HP. It does not look like that is going to be the case. So going to be taking 4.
I wonder if this was the fake out for the 4-block defense reaction here.
Top card of the deck is a Electrostatic Discharge, revealing the hand as well. That is 2 Sigil Brilliances. So he has to choose.
If that is a yellow blast and this hand has been insulated from this Prognosis, that would be impressive. But no, it's a red blast.
Yeah,
this hand would have been absolutely filthy with that Blast to Oblivion and all of these Sigil Brilliances. So no go again off of this Prognosis, however, because we are not base Arachne. So
yeah, very
that's
true.
going to be the turn for Matt. Still 2 cards left unused.
Hold some threat density a little bit. So we know that there's 2 Sigil Brilliances in hand. We just lost a Blast to Oblivion, which would have been instrumental to letting Roy go kind of nuclear on this turn, especially considering we have that God in the Flash sitting in the Arsenal. Almost have a pretty decent combo here, especially with the CLV soon to trigger. I believe we're sitting now on a 4-card instead of a 5-card hand, with that card sitting in the Arsenal, bumping us back up to that 5 instead of the 6 we would have had just a few moments ago. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, we've got, like I say, if I was Roy here, I'd be very, very tempted to send it. We know we've got an Etchings of Arcana in the hand here as well. So
I think we're just missing one of the cards. It might have been 2 blasts as well, you know. So maybe this is a yellow blast sitting in the hand. You've got 2 Sigil Brilliances, an Etching of Arcana, a God in the Flash. A smarter Oscilio player than me would know if this is a turn that you can go.
I think with a couple of instants, a CLV and
an Embodiment of Lightning.
And an Embodiment of Lightning, you'd be very, very tempted to go here. Again, a blast would have been very nice, I'm sure.
So you're 4 go again, being covered by a shelter.
The thing with this Embodiment of Lightning here basically means that Roy will be able to get up to 2 action points this turn, should he decide to use the Lightning Greaves, meaning that later down the line in the turn, he gets to amp this
Etchings.
Etchings of Arcana, getting the Sigil back, and then playing another Gone in a Flash, and then being able to return it to the hand. So,
here we go.
I don't blame Roy for pulling the trigger here at all. Definitely makes sense to me.
Old Knocker tapping Oscilio. Not being represented, but realistically doesn't need to be. We are going to be bouncing back the Gun in the Flash and gaining an action point from playing out that Sigil of Brilliance. Looks like he's just going to be playing out the Gun in the Flash again, using one of those action points that he's just regained. So back down to 1 AP.
Man, if this blast had managed to survive the hand, this would have been absolutely huge damage this turn. And Flick Knives is going to go in on defense here. Mark of Lair of the Spider again. Going to be covering the 4. Matt choosing to insulate his life total as much as possible here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really, really nice. Denying that CLV trigger for as long as possible. We are going to be gaining another AP here from the Sigil of Brilliance back up to 2.
And the thing is here is, should Roy take all of the cards from Matt, have such a huge combo turn, and be able to present a load of damage, we know that the following turn is going to be big as well, because he's going to have a 6-7 card hand with both of these Sigil of Brilliances popping as well. Going to be saying, time to go with this etchings now. This is going to come in for 7, still with an action point left.
Still with an AP left, but we've got no instants in hand. I believe it's a Blast of Oblivion and a Gun in the Flash at this point, so he has to commit the Etchings of Arcana just to see if he can top deck an instant for this CLV draw, and then to see how much further this turn can go. So, going to be mitigating 2, taking big fat chunk of 5.
Add a sigil from the grave to his hand here.
Oh, to his hand, of course.
He's not only going to draw from the CLV, but he's going to add a sigil back to hand. So this combo turn could not be done here, Carl.
So we're going to keep going. Sigil conductivity going to be added.
Another few Gun flashes here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if that was an instant off the top there.
If only there was a way to be able to tick
if
up.
That was a blast off the top there. This would have been absolutely crazy turn of events in this combo hand.
I do believe there is still one in hand, though.
So we're going to roll the dice on the Mask of Deceit here. We're not going to be in control of the Agent of Chaos we turn into.
What's Matt looking for at this point? 6, it's trapdoor.
Trapdoor.
There's no way. What a roll.
I wonder if he even has another trap in the deck. We've seen 2 Lair of the Spiders. I wonder if they're on all 3. Doesn't look like we're on Frailty or Inertia trap. Would have been nice. I mean, it'll be a pretty crazy extra draw of another 3 block here, effectively, if he's on it.
Yeah, looks like is Roy responding to the trigger of the master? Doesn't look like it. No, Matt is just moving on. Doesn't search his deck for a defense reaction.
No trap here.
Taking the 1 AP left.
And like we said, another instant.
The Sigil of Solace
taken from Roy here, but Matt life total still pretty high. It's going to be still an uphill battle for Roy to close the game out. Greaves down, combo turn done. We saw how difficult it can be to and not bouncing this Sigil back to hand, this Gun Flash back to hand. It's done its job, I guess.
CLV kind of going towards the grave. 3 sigils on the board, 2 of them being Sigil of Brilliances, 1 of them being a Sigil of Conductivity. Roy, before the turn is passed, is going to check up the hand, draws another Gun in the Flash, but no combo this time round.
I think he just drew 2.
What?
I think he just drew 2 Gun in the Flash, a Sync Below, and a mystery card. So not the best.
That's not a good hand.
See if we can fix it with these 2 Sigil Brilliance draws. Not opting to cash in the Aether Bindings here.
I think Matt's too high HP for it to be worth it, right?
Well, it depends on the texture of the hand, but without a big spell and without a way to go wide, doesn't look too great. I mean, we could genuinely see a world here where Roy's effective 7-card hand here presents 4 damage.
This is one of those turns where you might be looking to shock yourself in the face just to be able to get that embodiment of lightning off the Sigil of Conductivity. Then the argument is, if you're going to be doing that, why did you not pop the Aether Bindings at the beginning of the turn?
Well, yeah.
I suppose you need to see what the top 2 cards of the deck were with the Sigil of Brilliance. You don't get the window.
Bit of a thinker here for Roy. I mean,
we're going to be here for a minute.
And a Sync, not able to Oscilio away any of those cards. However, I'm sure we must have drawn something we can Oscilio away.
Eclectic Magnetism from the Arsenal. Okay.
Now that is a way to utilize a few more cards in your hand.
Say that one again. Pitching away a Gun in the Flash, so This must tell Matt that something is up at this point. KOD.
Sure, Matt would have loved to have seen that Kiss of Death a few turns earlier when he could have popped the Mask of Deceit in front of an attack. Sigil of Lightning committed.
Consigned to Cosmo Shock as well.
You know, the hand converts nicely. It's can't complain about putting a Sigil of Lightning on the board, setting up for next turn, and you're taking 2 cards from Matt here as well.
Wow. Just passes.
That's a lot of cards still in the hand for Roy. I suppose they were effectively free cards off of that Sigil of Brilliance.
Yeah, very true, very true.
But I'm sure you would have loved to have sent that a little bit bigger. And if this is the stink below that Roy has popped in Arsenal, then this CNC could not be much better timed.
How long is Roy going to think about this one? I believe there was a current funnel, which was then drawn up into the hand as well. So it does have some way of blocking.
This is effectively the last gone in a flash of the game in Roy's hand. I very much doubt that we're getting back round to that other one that just got pitched.
No, I think you're completely right.
Can't see Roy blocking 6 with the current funnel and gone on a flash here.
20 HP to 19. Matt leading by a single point with a CNC coming down range. There's that current funnel I was just talking about, but I don't think there's any more blocking cards in the hand, at least not ones that he wants to commit. It is going to be that sink below that he put into the arsenal. The first defense reaction we've seen from Roy. And it's thrown away instantly. Sigil of Lightning going to leave the board, and, well, the Bullet of Lightning going to be coming on in.
Converted instantly with this Coronel Flash. Let's see if we've got a nice spell here.
I believe the third and final Shelter of the Storm here from Matt, just to be able to cover his first chain link on the flash. It's going to be another Sigil of Lightning. Really nice setup for the following turn. Ticks up that Volzar to a 2nd point. Do we have a spell?
Mind warp, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, right? Be coming in for 4. No, looks like it's just going to be an Arsenal pass once again, surely. It is not the Gun the Flash put in there this time round, though.
Matt's got to be happy with this, the way this game is going. We are post-combo. Roy is struggling to convert these hands, and he is still able to swing on a decent amount of damage in.
I think it was so important.
Would love to become a new Agent of Chaos soon, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like that combo turn that Roy had, it was so important that the only way that he could draw from that CLV was off the back of the etchings. I mean, we saw how many times that Gun the Flash was played, and I believe there was still even an action point left over towards the end. That spell would have gone to the absolute moon, and the HP would not be as close as it is right now. At some point, Roy just stopped ticking up the Volzar because he's like, yeah, if I keep counting on this one, I'm just going to get depressed. The amount that I've effectively wasted. Going to be blocking 4 here on the sink, with the sink below against the 5 on the up sticks and run Hunter's Clave. So Roy is indeed going to be marked. Drops down to 15 HP.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to Matt's awareness of Oscilio in this matchup that he knew to take that Blast to Oblivion on that prior to that combo turn, because should that Blast have been able to be resolved in that hand, that Volzar was going to potentially 10 plus amp. Black Widow finally coming out here in this game, a absolutely terrifying Agent of Chaos to face up against. However, no flick knives here, so if Kiss of Death comes on in, we won't be having too many Kiss of Death Black Widow shenanigans.
Yeah, very true. To commit that early on.
Roy potentially thinking on responding to this sigil with the Aether Bindings, choosing not to do so in the end, but looked like he was thinking on that for a minute. I really like the play pattern Roy has been taking in this game by not arsenaling this guy in a flash when given the opportunity. It's heads up play into the Arsenal disruptive class that is Assassin.
So knowing the matchup well, taking 1 down to 19. Going to be bouncing this back in the damage step. The third and final Sigil of Lightning going to be coming onto the combat chain here for Roy. And now we do have an Etchings of Arcana. And well, I said third and final Sigil of Lightning. We might be able to go get another one here. Probably going to be a Brilliance though.
Yeah, don't want too much redundancy in that sigil in the embodiments of lightning. You love to have them, but you don't need too many of them. That looked like it was that a frailty trap that just went to the? That's definitely a scar tissue.
Yeah, that's a scar tissue. Ooh, okay.
So we're utilizing this Spell Void 1 here to stop the surge effect.
Yeah, makes sense.
etchings. Got to get the value on it, I suppose, when you are given the opportunity.
Does now put Matt within a little more of a lethal territory, though. Only AB1 SV1 instead of AB2 SV2. See.
Let's see how Matt can use this Black Widow effect. A real scary
Oh, absolutely.
Agent of Chaos.
Or with a Spinneret. Already got a Graphene Slicer equipped, and, well, from my understanding, no real ways of flicking this. I don't believe they're on any other flick effects, are they? Throw Dagger. Not in the list. None of that.
I doubt it, potentially, but Flick Knife's the real enabler for a lot of these power combos.
Is Hurl a assassin ninja or just a ninja?
I believe it's an assassin ninja hybrid card from Outsiders.
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know if these types of flick effects on attack action cards are able to target Kiss of Death like your Flick Knives is.
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very good question. I'm unsure. I'm gonna Google it.
Tight game here. I was not imagining this matchup to be going the distance that it is, but both players navigating these turn cycles cautiously, seeing as both heroes feel a little bit glass cannon-esque sometimes. I really always am surprised at the amount of damage that Arachne Marionette can put out.
Hurl can indeed target Kiss of Deaths, and it is an assassin ninja attack.
There you go. Not
does
sure
block
how,
2 though, so
not sure how Matt's going to pay into the Hurl with one card left in hand, but you never know.
Or whatever hell assassin is running Hurl, but
yeah.
Either way, swinging in for 6, an effective 7 here on the Kiss of Death.
Then the Black Widow effect can be used at any time. So
Yeah,
the last card in hand likely going to be pumping this all the way up to 9.
Yeah, 9. Then the 1 on hit here from Kiss of Death, bumping it to 10. Putting Roy to 5, taking a card from hand. I mean,
Roy could have a pretty huge hand here. You never know. He might just say, yeah, okay, take a card from me. I'm going to threaten lethal with this embodiment of lightning set up for this turn.
Gone in the Flash values across this game have been crazy. I mean, that first Gone in the Flash. There's still one in the deck as well. We've got one in the hand. There's one in the grave. There's one in the deck. Still enough threat density here from Roy to be able to put it over the edge. We are indeed going to be pumping it up to 9 with that discard effect now on the stack. Blocking 4 here with the first defense reaction, that being the sink below. Are we going to be...
I wonder if this is sort of a value sink, just trying to get your block value where you can, or whether we've got another couple in hand. I'm sure if we did, we would have seen the etchings, the Aether bindings offered for defense, but no, not going to be the case.
No, very true. Going to be taking 6 down to 9 now. And that discard effect soon to be coming on in here for Roy.
We have seen much more impactful Black Widow turns in the past, but
certainly
Black Widow showing her face at a pretty critical time in this game when Matt needs to try and seal the deal.
If I think here from Roy, which is understandable. After it was low enough where trying to calculate, can a 3-card hand get me across the line? Wow.
The thing with Oscilio is he
banished the Gone in the Flash.
I wonder what sort of hand Roy has to make it that functional without Gone in a Flash. I mean, no Lightning Greaves, Gone in a Flash becomes a little bit worse. The one thing about Oscilio that we know is that, similar to our brute friends with their reckless swings, there is always a way to close a game out from some very close low life totals. So
certainly
got to be careful how low you go.
Blocking 3.
Yellow Blast coming in for 3. No damage going to be conferred because of this Command and Conquer blocking. We saw a flash of a Sigil of Brilliance there.
Roy is thinking about the windows here. He may have wanted to play that Sigil of Brilliance a little bit earlier. I believe there is a window in where he can do this. He just needs to play out 2 instants and respond to the Blast of Oblivion layer with that Sigil of Brilliance. Instead, we are just going to be playing that Sigil of Brilliance to be able to bounce back that Sigil Conductivity to remake the embodiment of Lightning to be able to give this next thing go again. So we do have a Sigil of Brilliance on line, pitching in for the Burn Bear for 8.
Looks like we were discarding this blink, digging for a damage spell, and we found a pretty big one at that.
The first Burn Bear that we've seen this game so far, meaning there's at least, almost certainly, one more left in this deck.
Yeah, Burn Bear card I mentioned earlier in the matchup. It's a few Oscilios. You've seen a few Oscilios go for it. A decent number of blues in the deck, and also improves your Prism matchup quite significantly as well.
Absolutely. Little to zero poppers, if you're not on Lightning Press, that is.
Yeah, a couple of Command and Conquers maybe in the board.
Yeah, true.
A couple of 7 power poppers maybe. Depends how much you want to
Respect it.
Prism
For
as
sure.
Oscilio.
Hunter's Clave going to be coming in for 1.
Now, if this was the Calycera, I'd be a little more scared, considering some of the attack reacts can target the other dagger.
Very
but
true.
Pretty telling that Matt may want the mark here. Wonder if that's going to entice Roy to offer up a block here.
Third and final blink being discarded to Oscilio's hero ability. Going to be taking the 1 down to 8 is Roy right now. We are at parity. Late in this game, a game which I didn't expect to go this long. Both heroes known for their spike value. And instead, they are really slogging it out late into this game.
One thing that could very much work in Matt's favor late in this game is the Spell Void 1 still available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you've got to be pretty scared here of this Calycera ability. As I just mentioned, there's a few pump effects, few reaction effects that we can use to pump this up, and 1+3 would be enough to seal the deal this game. I'm sure we may see a block offered up, maybe even the Aether Bindings.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing the Aether Bindings and a Flistering Charge, the first one of those that we've seen this game. Covering 4.
I think we may have seen one pitched very, very early on, so maybe a CLV or something, but not been able to draw them up at times, which would have allowed Roy to go a little bit wider in this game. No reaction coming in, but a Codex. What a blowout card here.
That is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Almost certainly going to be grabbing that Leave No Witnesses just for the 0 for 4 to be able to threaten that Arsenal card. It is indeed going to be the case here for Matt. Makes a Ponder, makes that Frailty. The Frailty doesn't really mean anything against Roy, but does give him an opportunity to be able to grab a Gon the Flash if he doesn't want to wait for it to come back round inside of that pitch stack.
The real issue, the real damning part here for Roy is the fact that he's going to have to discard a card from the hand, making this block a little bit more difficult, and then not having the Aether Bindings to cover a breakpoint now as well.
Very
not
true.
What you want to see. First Codex we've had resolved of the game here as well, and what an impactful one as well.
There we go. Roy does fix it and puts the card in face down.
Bet Roy wishes he had an overcrowded in the
yeah, very true,
in the grave there. So there is a line here where Roy could potentially get pretty close to presenting lethal if this Sigil of Brilliance draws an instant off the top.
Absolutely.
I think you'd send this Gon in a Flash, even if it means it goes to the graveyard for the second time, just to potentially get your Arachne opponent in lethal range. And it looks like that might be on offer here.
3 go again on the first Gon in the Flash due to play from Arsenal off the back of the Frailty. Codex doing numbers here, but may have just spelled doom here for Matt. It's the threat, kind of the worry that you kind of have to deal with under the trapdoor, going to be discarded to be able to get a defense reaction from the grave.
Electrostatic Discharge would go absolutely crazy here off the top.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Seen a couple played. Marking Roy here. He is going to get full covered. Just going to be closing the combat chain right now. Arseling the card, I wonder what it could be. I don't think we're around to that third and final Gon the Flash as of yet. Haven't been digging all too deep.
And if it was me, if I was sat in the Oscilio seat, if it was that other Gon in Flash, I'm sure I'd be playing it here. You are able to kill someone from 4 as a Oscilio, believe it or not, but not going to be looking to be the line 4 cards here for Matt. Pretty scary position for Roy to be in.
1 consigned to Cosmos. 1, probably at least 1 more Burn Bear in the deck. And I believe 1 Comic Storm Shock, if he is on 3, still left in the deck. Matt only on AB1, with Spell Void 1 attached to it as well. He's just looking to be able to present as much damage as possible, and that's why we see the Solicitor going to be coming on in first. We are base Arachne Marionette right now, so this gets pumped by +1, gains that go again from attacking a marked hero. Plenty of options here for Matt, even though he's just pitched away a blue.
Not seeing a snap Oscilio activation here, so likely have some blocking cards in their hand for Roy. Scar Tissue going to come on in.
Yep.
Have we got another react?
Currently up to 5. Roy's just waiting.
1 life, not where you want to be against Marionette. Slightly less scary, considering that there's no flick knives on the board anymore. But what have we got next? And the Hunter's Clave is going to require a block here.
Does just block 3.
You don't want to see here would be a Codex. Or that is also something you don't want to see.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Coming in for 4 requires 2 cards at this point. A pump from the arsenal will do it. Still 3 cards available here for Roy. He's going to be on the back foot unless he's got a 0-4 defense reaction. Needs to respect this with at least a 3 block.
There are lines out of this for Roy. Should this arsenal card from Matt not be a defense reaction? Or an
Shelter.
reaction, sorry.
Coming in just to be able to cover the 4. Does Matt have a pump? He doesn't. Closes the combat chain.
Gonna get to keep some cards here for Roy.
Yeah. Gets to keep 3, and that is brutal. Roll of the dice here from Matt. It goes off screen. What do we see? 5. That is...
I believe this is Redback.
Tarantula?
Tarantula.
Yeah.
So there's a world here where Roy can string together a few damage spells, maybe a Burn Bear into a shock finish on Matt's turn. That would be absolutely crazy turn of events at the end of this game here. But, I mean, we are asking a little bit for stars to align there, possibly.
Oh, Comet Storm Shock!
That is piece 1 of the puzzle here. 5 arcane damage.
Oh, we activating Volzar. Doesn't look like we are.
Not with the yellow pitch here. Also not melding, so haven't played a lightning card this turn technically.
Interesting, okay.
Down to 4 goes Matt. How many lightning cards can we find at the bottom of this Oscilio deck?
Deck count has been called out. Matt's asked the question. Matt, substantially more cards. Sometimes all you need is 1. Sometimes if you've been keeping a track of your pitch stack, Roy, a player who's been playing since Heavy Hitters, started on Kano, a hero which requires you to be able to track that pitch stack. If you don't just want to ICBM and go absolutely ballistic off that single roll of how you shuffle the deck, is playing another wizard in Oscilio with only a 3 HP deficit right now. 1 to 4 is looking to close it out, but Matt has a 4-card hand with one of them sitting in the arsenal, and we are going to be swinging the Graphene Solicitor for 2, pitching a 0-3 pain in the backside.
This is going to be for 1.
Oh, of course, he's not base Mario.
Marionette. So Tarantula, however, going to be offering an on-hit of an extra point of damage when a dagger hits. However, the biggest on-hit in the game is currently on offer here. On-hit death.
Pretty decent on it.
Not bad. One of my favourites, not going to lie.
It's better than on hit soul, isn't it? That's just cringe.
We got an engulfing light reference at the end of our Oscilio Mario game.
Listen, you got to put 1 in every now and then. Real thinker here from Roy. Do believe we've seen all 3 shelters now, so we don't have any prevention effects unless there's 1 rogue calming gesture. Calming breeze, sorry.
Wonder if if Roy is weighing up the options to potentially discard an instant here to potentially find the amp needed for the shock.
Very possible.
But Roy would love to be a wizard with Storm Striders at this point.
Oh, for sure. Gotta wonder what that card in the arsenal is right now. Having a think, having a look at the deck, having a look at the grave. What do we have in here? I see one shelter. I see one burn bear. I see a sink. I see a second sink. The third one eludes us right now. I think there was a very early shelter. Yeah, there's the third. Only
Roy's
two
checking
sigils.
I think Roy's checking for Comet Storm Shocks here, looking for the potential to snipe the kill.
I think we only saw 2 Sigil of Solaces here in the grave. Roy
That
could...
would be an interesting decision to weigh up. Do you risk discarding a Sigil of Solace to try and find the Comic Storm Shock or a Lightning card?
Well, the Comic Storm Shock's got to go up to, what, 6?
5. You can eat AB1 and Spell Void 1 on the same piece of equipment, unfortunately. That'd be pretty good if you could.
I wouldn't put it past them.
If they do it, it'll be printed on an assassin card.
Yeah, very, very true. I think we've just seen all 3 Comet Storm Shocks there.
Right, okay.
2 consigned to Cosmos are definitely gone.
Yeah. Looking for that last copy of the only 0 cost shock in the deck.
Time warp.
Offering up a block.
Going to be blocked.
Tarantula Toxin would be an absolute blowout.
Oh, Scar Tissue does it as well, though.
Did we find that Sigil of Solace?
That's what he's got to look for. He's having a think. Running the numbers in his head.
Makes you think that there is an out here, considering the
fist
virtual
bump.
fist bump has not been instantly offered.
Looking at the grave, still 3 cards in hand, 1 sitting in arsenal. Oscilio activation has yet to be used.
It is really one of the most difficult parts about playing this hero is knowing when the risk assessment of using your hero ability is accurate. And to be honest, if the Sigil of Solace isn't in hand here, I think the risk assessment is pretty obvious as to whether.
Oh no! All 3 Sigil of Solaces are in the grave.
Okay.
Has to CLV. Oh, just 3 instants. Oh my god, he had it in his arsenal.
Wow.
It comes in for 5. Is that enough?
Can you AB and Spell Void the same?
I don't know if you can. Goes to 1.
Wow, was 1 lightning card short.
Oh my god.
How tight of a game.
He had it. It was so close. Yeah, I didn't know that you could Spell Void and AB at the same time. Is that the same window? Like, damn, crazy game. It came down to the wire for Matt here. He is gonna He's gonna cash his check to the grand final of TLTMN season 4. Commiserations to Roy. I mean, he had a number of bricky hands, but still kept that game incredibly competitive. The combo turn that he went off on was digging deep, but I mean, it worked. It all kind of came down to the fact, though, that Matt was happy to give the flick knives, was able to turn into trapdoor the turn before to be able to hold on to that 0 for 3 and block out all of those Gondor flashes, just delaying that glyph overlay 1 turn. The Etchings of Arcana, simply 1 combat chain earlier. Damn, what a game, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if Roy is looking for a spot in this replay as to when he could have cashed in these Aether Bindings of the Third Age. 1 damage short of lethal, maybe 1 little bit of amp could have potentially spelled the end of the game for Matt. But well played to both players. Really tight game and very well played from both of them.
Yeah, being able to get this far in TLTMN, I mean, as we said, it was 7 rounds of Swiss. Tons of them played, all of them played online, tons of people taking part. But at the end of the day, there can only be 2 finalists, and one of those is indeed going to be Matt on Arachne Marionette. I'm looking forward to watching the finals, dude. I'm sure it's going to be coming up in just a few days' time. But from us here at Cup of TCG, my name's been Kyle. This has been Callum. Thank you very, very much for watching the TLTMN Season 4. We'll see you very soon. Peace.